The following is a paid program sponsored by Get Elevated. Please be advised that the voices and opinions you hear do not necessarily represent the views of KUNV Las Vegas, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, or the Board of Regents of the Nevada System of Higher Education.
Please note that while we will cover a multitude of topics, including many alleged health benefits, all information provided should be considered anecdotal and informational. Please consult with your physician before adding cannabis to your medical regimen. Cannabis is for adults 21 years of age and older. Also, paid sponsorships are not to be misconstrued as preferred or favored by the host. In any way, they are merely that, paid sponsorships. Good morning and happy Saturday, Nevada and beyond. Welcome back to another episode of Get Elevated with Gia. If you are a returning listener, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. If you're a new listener, welcome. The vision of this show is global access, awareness, and education of cannabis. So we have a very exciting episode today. One of my dear friends, Deva, we're going to start with that, but then I want to go to your original name and talk about your whole story. But Deva, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak.
Of course. And Deva, you are in Santa Ana right now, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I'm here at my studio in downtown Santa Ana.
Okay. So, friends, this episode is called Gongs and Bongs. Now, I want to tell you how I met Deva, and we're going to cover this, a range of topics around gongs and bongs, but also a very important spiritual medicine called Kambo. Deva has a studio called Eighth Chakra in Santa Ana, and it is where I partook in the ceremony of Kambo. So we're going to get to that. But Deva, for our listeners, will you tell us, first of all, your original name, tell us about that and how you got the name Deva, and a little bit about your background. Tell us who you are, what is Eighth Chakra Studios, and just give us the 411.
Yeah, my original name, born and raised, my parents given to me was, Andre Sandoval, Andre Guerrero Sandoval, like a warrior.
And I like that.
And it wasn't until like maybe, I would say after around 2012, kind of lived a crazy life, crazy youth over here in downtown Santa Ana. I mean, living in Santa Ana and got involved in graffiti and a couple of things. But I kind of had a near-death experience in my 20s.
You did?
Where I fell off a building, and kind of like the catalyst to like my awakening, spiritual awakening, and like my whole path to self-healing myself with cannabis at first, and then, other plant medicines.
But wait a minute. You can't just skip over a near-death statement like that. I just had a near-death experience. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I guess I was in my 20s. I was involved in graffiti art and, hanging out with my friends and whatnot. And I do a lot of illegal graffiti at night.
Okay.
And one night I just took a wrong step off a building that had no ledge. And I don't remember, but I have like no recollection. But I have a couple of like images that come to my memory of what happened that night. But I forgot what the type of amnesia. But I kind of like forgot what happened. And
sure.
Basically woke up a couple of days later in a coma, induced coma. Woke up out of it, and I spent like at least a little over a month in the hospital before I was released. And I was in a wheelchair before I really just kind of had to taught myself to walk again.
Oh my God, Deva, I had no idea. And I mean, did you have like a white light experience and out of body? Did you have anything like? Did your heart stop? What was the whole deal?
No, it was pretty bad trauma. Falling like a 2-3 stories building, and
oh my God! And you don't remember, and you didn't die. No. Wow.
Yeah, I know. They're like, I'm lucky from like what I experienced, and like they're like, yo, for you not experiencing or remembering any pain or anything. Like I have no recollection. I just remember waking up out of a coma like days later, and I had no idea time passed. I was literally trying to escape the hospital at 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Having this crazy, crazy experience, not knowing, I was in a coma and
oh my gosh,
everything. And but it took me a while to heal from that and learn to walk again.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
And that
I'm still stunned. Okay, got it. And that was in your 20s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my 20s. So from that moment on, I knew cannabis was like my legitimate, like my sacred medicine, because I knew I hated pharmaceuticals, and I had the worst time on all the painkillers and the things they gave me, and had like side effects of like suicidal thoughts. And
really,
I didn't understand they were giving me that medicine, or so-called medicine, and at the time, and I really hated it, but I kind of got a little hooked on it.
Sure.
I got myself off of it real cold turkey, and I told my mom, I'm smoking cannabis, and like,
sure.
She was cool with it, and she was like, as long as I kept it to myself, pretty much. But
right, because back then, I'm not sure what was the legality. I don't remember when it went medical in California.
I forgot when it was, to be honest, the legitimate. But when I got the card, the medicinal card, whatever, the doctor card, when it was really new in California, that I had to go see a special doctor, and pay like $200 back in the day.
Got it.
When before they had like $40 hookup on Venice Boulevard.
Right. Yeah.
Beach,
Hey, actually, I was on Venice Boulevard like a few years ago, and it was like, get your medical card. It was like luring you in with the smell, and I was like, maybe I'll do it. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Did you smoke cannabis before this accident?
Yeah, I did, but it was more of it. I started, to be honest, at a really young age.
Got it.
I don't really talk to many people about, I started at 10 or 11. I kind of found it.
Got it. Okay. Actually, the guy I had on last week, he started at 12 at his bar mitzvah. So, it happens.
Yeah,
right. Okay. So after this big life-changing event, what was the path then?
Being raised Catholic and not understanding the whole spiritual awakening, and it's how people acquire the cannabis medicine and also the mushroom medicine. And but it became like a really big, important thing in my life where I felt like everybody almost needed to do mushrooms or something. And to that extent, and it became like, I felt like even when I didn't really have to buy it, it was like given to me. It was like the craziest synchronicities where like I had an abundance to it where I didn't have to pay for it. But
wow.
I was able to use it to make money for myself and help people acquire it and whatnot. And
so you were big into the psilocybin back then? Yeah.
Way back in the day. And that's how kind of people knew me as the mushroom man, the cannabis dude.
So you became you were the medicine man, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And so, for my family and friends and everybody. And man, it just evolved. I actually went to New York. I kind of I had to escape the life over here, and a lot of friends were like going to jail or just not in good paths. So I ended up leaving Santa Ana to go live in New York.
Wow, that's a big change.
I did film school for a while, like documentary filmmaking. And I did a lot of freelance work, and I lived out there in Brooklyn more or less for like 4 or 5 years. And
wait, why all the way to Brooklyn? Like that's like a million stops in between. Why Brooklyn?
I was supposed to originally do this school at the Universal Studios in LA, but since it was the first year of the program, they called me a couple weeks before, and they were like, "Hey, we can't offer it in LA, but we can help you get a private student loan to New York, and you got to move over here and live over here in 2 weeks." And at first, I told them no, and then I thought about my whole life, and I was like, "Dude, oh my God, I'm like the worst point in my life. I need a change." And I just called them back 5 minutes later and said, "All right, let's do this."
Love it. I love that. That's exactly what you needed at that time.
Yeah, it was. It was. I really needed to get out of Santa Ana and just grow and on my own.
Got it.
Yeah, so I did that for, till basically 2012. And at that point, I literally had checked myself into NYU hospital and about my diet and everything. And they told me I was basically an alcoholic and I needed to quit drinking and have a better diet. I was vegetarian at the time, and I basically went full-blown vegan.
Oh.
And just started eating really healthy. And
wait.
Really
hold up. You were in Brooklyn, and you checked yourself into a hospital for your diet?
Yeah, well, I was having a lot of just like digestive issues. And my stomach was always
were sick. Okay, and so that's when you became vegan.
Yeah, I went from vegetarian to like a more healthy vegan.
Okay, wow. And how was that shift?
Actually, it was kind of almost effortlessly for me. It was weird because actually at that time I found a little kitten in Brooklyn before I moved back here, and this little kitten was like kind of just changed my life. I became a cat man, and
you're like the medicine cat man. What's going on here?
I felt like she made me more conscious of other beings, and I was like, I really don't want to eat animals at all. I was like, I'm already vegetarian. I was like, I might as well just be vegan or something like.
Okay.
Kind of in that sense, a little bit more, conscious about that. And to be honest, when they told me I was lactose intolerant when I checked myself in the hospital too, and so I was like, all right, I gotta be vegan. Like, I can't do it. There's no other way. So
now for a quick word from our sponsors. From the chief lobbyist of Matos Consulting, Jay is spearheading a new bill for consumption lounges. Jay is passionate about alternative places to consume cannabis, so our city and the Strip can remain family-friendly.
So that's an interesting background. When did you come back to Cali? And I want to get into eighth chakra.
Yeah, so it's basically when I drove back early 2012, trying to give it, or going through the process of getting alcohol, and I knew meditation was going to be really beneficial to me.
Yeah.
From my research and like all my experience with mushrooms and
Sure.
in the forest and everything and whatnot in my youth. So I was like, meditation was the medicine. And I found kundalini yoga meditation, a house right here in downtown Santa Ana. Someone who became like literally, he's like my spiritual grandpa. I call him, but his name is Devajeet Singh. But we became real tight. I used to go to his house. I practically almost lived over there for when I first moved back here. And I got really into kundalini yoga. At the same time, I was actually got baptized into the Native American church with peyote medicine. I started sitting up with peyote and the teepee a lot. Okay.
That's the one I haven't done, peyote. I haven't tried that. That's probably a whole nother topic. Please continue.
I felt like those two trainings like really helped put me on my path to be where I'm at now, because I had a small studio at the time when I moved back from New York in downtown Santa Ana, but we got evicted and got blessed with this bigger space for a little bit more money and like in a more prime spot in downtown and right there on the main street, and I got blessed with a bigger space, and then they knocked down the walls, and I didn't even picture and imagine thinking I was going to have a yoga healing studio or something like that. But I like lived here for the first 2 years, but I was like doing like, still freelance photography or digital work, art, whatever, and everything I could do. And it just kind of became a yoga studio for somewhere where we could do yoga. We were at the yoga house, and I knew somehow I was going to bring sacred medicines in here more openly to the people, because we did a lot of sacred medicines, on our own, not publicly, but, in this space. But I don't know how it was going to be or what. And I thought I was going to do peyote or something. We never going to have peyote, but we didn't. But at the time, my wife was told she couldn't have any more children.
Okay. And she had already had children?
She had 3 children prior to me.
Okay.
And she knew I wanted to have my own, so we had also at the same time found out one of our best friends was HIV positive. So literally right after like a yoga class, my wife told them and said, we're gonna do Kambo. And I already knew little of it, but I didn't know too much of it. I didn't really know that it was a fertility medicine at the time, but I figured she was backing me up, sitting me in TP with me or go doing ayahuasca with me, my wife, and I need to back her up and sit with Kambo. So I just started sitting with Kambo at her studio in LA at the time. My wife had a space when I met her, and we started doing it bi-weekly there. Then we brought it to over here, and before you knew it, it turned into weekly at both spaces in LA and Orange County. And
Hold up. That's too much fast forwarding for me. So wait, you, you and your wife partook in Kambo. Was she doing Kambo before you guys were together?
No, not at all.
No, you discovered it as like a fertility option.
Yeah, she knew about it, and I knew about it, but I didn't really know. I just knew it was detox and cleansing medicine, and you throw it, but I didn't really know all the benefits from it.
Okay,
so
this is a good time.
Doing it. And then,
this is a good time for you to tell the world, what is Kambo?
So Kambo is basically a sacred medicine that's secreted from the monkey tree frog in the Amazon of South America, and it's basically this little waxy substance. It's kind of like that venom, but it's put on a bamboo stick and dried up, and it's shipped over to us. We open up the bamboo stick and pour a little water on it or spit on it, depending on whatever tradition or how you want to do it. But
do some people spit on it?
Yeah, that's some traditions. Yeah, sure. People used to live up, or like in the jungle, they'll spit on the stick.
Yeah, got it.
But instead of spitting on a stick, you see me have a bunch of big little water bottles right in, so it's much easier. But so it's activated through water, and it's applied by I get a little stick. It's like almost like an incense size, a little bit thicker than incense, but a little twig, and I burn a little dot where I'm going to place the medicine, and I kind of clean the skin as like I'm like going to do a tattoo. They would say kind of open the gate. It would say for the medicine to go into the body, and it enters into the lymphatic system, and it goes to the lymphatic system, and it basically just shoots through the whole body once it hits the heart, and you feel many different sensations: heart rate increase, your heat in your body, but eventually you feel nausea and you get well. And when
Yeah.
I say get well, I basically mean you purge,
Yeah.
you throw up.
Yeah. And so is it frog poison or frog secretion, or is that one and the same?
Yeah, it's poison. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's poison effect. So
And some people have this theory that like, oh, Kambo makes you sick. And it's like, no,
yeah,
Kambo makes you well. You made you sick.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, as I tell people all the time, yeah, these medicines aren't making us sick; they're healing us from the sickness
yeah.
that's already living within us.
Yeah. So let me just kind of
Yeah.
summarize what I know so far is you had a very important life-changing event. And it sounds like you got into some stuff, but you were your own like gut check, like, you know what? I gotta change this. You know what? I gotta
Yeah.
change this. I really admire that you seem to like, my stomach's bothering me. I'm gonna get this all checked out. I'm gonna make the change. 100% responsibility for your life. That's what it seems. Yeah.
Yes.
And then you created this studio, but let's talk about the fertility of your wife, because I know that's how you open up often talking about Kambo. How did that go?
My wife took probably, I would say, at least a dozen or more ceremonies of doing Kambo, probably throughout, several months.
Okay. That's a lot of
doing it.
Kambo.
Yeah, it's a lot of Kambo. But she's a warrior. She was doing it literally almost every week. She might skip 1 or 2 weeks, but
She just knew that it would help. Yeah.
yeah, she totally believed in it, and I honored her. And I was sitting up with it with a lot at first with her, but then it became the point where I literally had to, just because we're moving and living and everything, I had literally had to work. I had to open up the LA shop for her.
Okay.
Work for it, hold it down, and then I had to come to Orange County and do my studio.
Yeah.
So I was literally in ceremony like 2-3 times a week minimum doing Kambo or holding space with it, and
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it just kind of like consumed our lives a little bit in a good way. Because
Okay.
because it really, I would say after, like I said, it's maybe 13th time or so, more or less, and my wife doing Kambo, she did Bufo,
Okay.
which is another powerful, psychedelic toad medicine,
Okay.
and I feel like something that was like the last thing she needed, because I would say maybe like a week or two later, she was pregnant, and
Really?
yeah.
Were you involved, or was this immaculate? Do you remember? Like, it sounds.
No, of course.
Of course you were. Of course you were. That's amazing, though. Wow.
I've had people come in. The lady one time in the first year or so, we were serving Kambo here. She was sitting here with her mother. She was coming, helping pay for her mother. Her mother had some trauma from her youth that she was dealing with, and she was trying her mother to find inner peace through it in Kambo. And by her third or fourth session, the daughter called me up and was like, "Hey, I was told 7 years ago I couldn't be pregnant, and now I'm pregnant. I think it's the Kambo." I'm like, "Of course it's the Kambo."
Of course, it's the Kambo.
Support for Get Elevated with Gia is provided by Curaleaf. With 2 locations in Las Vegas and 1 in Ely, Nevada, Curaleaf specializes in cannabis products ranging from edibles to flower. More information is available at Curaleaf.com. Curaleaf, Nevada. Cannabis with confidence. Keep out of reach of children. For use by adults 21 years of age and older.
What are some of the medical miracles that you've seen with Kambo, aside from fertility, which seems to be a theme?
Yeah, I've seen. We try to be careful with my words. We don't say the word cured. But I've seen people have healed themselves from crazy STDs,
Okay.
cancer. One of them where the cancer shrunk so much, almost to the point where they probably didn't need to even do surgery. And then after the doctors had told them after the surgery, you don't even need to do chemo anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So,
what about HIV? I imagine it has a great impact on HIV patients.
Yeah, a lot of people like that have to do several sessions, and I'm not. And I always tell people I'm not a doctor. I don't never give people, hey, you'll be healed in 3 sessions or 13 sessions, but people like that. It's like a lifelong commitment of healing and working with the medicine, and eventually, if they have something like that serious, they should, probably think about eventually. And most people do is learning to be taught properly how to self-apply, which I know some people who.
Wait, say that again, Deva. What did you say?
How to self-apply to themselves and just working with serving themselves primarily, and not really like trying to be going out and serving a bunch of people. But
got it. Interesting. Okay. Wow, that's very cool. Well, in my experience, it's like you are looking at your life and you thought you had a clear lens, and then you're like, whoa, this is clear. And I don't think Kambo is ever a one-time thing. I think if you surrender to the medicine, you allow the medicine to do what it's supposed to do, then you feel something. And, so I've done it 3 times with you and I've done it 2 other times. So every time I get that little burn, and you start to feel that heat, you're like, why did I sign up for this again? I can't believe I chose this. What am I doing? And then you get this gush of heat, and then your heart starts pounding and your mouth is just swelling, and it's such a thing, man. And then you really do feel like such a warrior, when it's over, especially when you look in that bucket and you got like that green battery acid look. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Just to keep us on time here, thank you for bringing Kambo into Santa Ana and the world. Much appreciated for your service. Thank you for that, as well as the other medicines. So let's talk about the studio. So people give a general sense of, like, if you're near Santa Ana or you want to take a trip because we're not far, what might one find there? What do you offer?
So Monday nights we start off with a tarot class. My good friend Carl Young teaches tarot reading. If you want to do a certification course, you come 7 weeks in a row or whatever, 7 classes you can. But so every Monday night, and then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, pretty much off. Maybe serve private sessions of Kambo.
Sure.
Those days, Thursday nights and Sunday nights, we have kundalini yoga and meditation at 8 p.m.
Nice.
And then Friday nights, not every night, some Friday nights we do our sound bath. I have a shamanic sound bath where we do the hape and sananga medicine before we do the sound bath.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And then I have the a little more popular one known as Gongs Bongs, which is basically a cannabis 420 friendly sound bath.
I love that. So tell me about the Gongs and Bongs. What if I showed up, what would that be like?
Basically, we sit in a circle, very ceremonial. We will probably talk about cannabis a little bit briefly, myself, and then tune everybody in with maybe a little ganja mantra, a little meditation.
A ganja mantra? I love it. What might a ganja mantra be?
There's a few different ones you can find like people who like praise praise Shiva. There's some that I would say my teacher handed down or passed down to me. We use, but yeah.
Wow, I love that. Okay, so you do the little mantra. And then do you all consume the same out of a pipe, or everyone brings their own? How does that work?
Oh, we basically, after we do that, pretty much pack all the bongs and we start passing out the bongs. And then we medicate for the first, half hour, 40 minutes or so. Nice. And then we do the sound bath pretty much right after.
Wow. I can't do the bong, though, Deva. I just get I can't do it. I run out of air, and I'm supposed to be sipping it all, and I'm out, and then I get choked up, and it feels like someone punched me in the carotid. I don't know. I gotta.
We pass around joints and stuff like that too, and
you pass. Oh, okay, you got options. You got options.
Yeah, there's options.
Yeah,
it's as good as known as Gongs and Bongs.
Yeah, I love it. And what do you think has been the greatest reward in doing all this work? Your life is committed to this work, this sacred medicine work.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I feel like the best reward is, a lot of people every say almost is having 2 babies thanks to Kambo medicine.
There it is. There it is. 2 babies from the Kambo medicine. That frog. How did you know you were supposed to serve Kambo? Did you start feeling frogs, seeing frogs, talking about frogs? Did it come up in your meditation?
Yeah, the dreams and just doing Kambo, a lot of myself, and then having a lot of people tell me, "Hey, I want you to serve me. You've been serving me my medicine all my life.
Yeah, aw.
I want you to serve me." So kind of was like that.
Yeah. That's how it tapped you. And for those listening, what about the bufo? Can you tell us briefly about that? And one last question. So when did you change your name? How does that work?
So I kind of basically when I became a kundalini yoga teacher, I think at the same time I turned 33, they gave me I applied for a spiritual name, and through the teachings of kundalini yoga, and it was kind of given to me that the night of my birthday, and I kind of I was like, I don't know, if it depends if I keep it. I don't know if I'll keep it or not. It depends on how it sounds or whatnot. And I was all hesitant, but I had a nickname. Everybody knew me by nickname or from my youth or the streets, and that I really don't be associated with. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll take it. But when I got the name, my best friend was calling me Deva or Dev.
Right.
Real close to Dre. And it's just kind of I told him, hey, dude, they gave me Devajeet. And he kind of he tried for a second. He's like, oh,
yeah,
shoot.
It's really cool.
He's So I've been calling you Dev and Deva for weeks, dude. And because Dev means divine. Like Deva is like, so like, and it was kind of just trippy. He was like, he knew his higher self. You know, as my best friend.
I love that.
He knew like my nickname, my name was going to be that, you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think that's so cool. And, well, okay. So where can people find more information about Eighth Chakra Studios? Eighth Chakra Studios.
You can find information at Instagram. That would be the number one thing.
Yeah.
Or Facebook. We're on Facebook. If you want to, I have a webpage for the Kambo stuff at devacombo.org.
Okay. Say that one more time, Deva. Say that one more time.
devacombo.org.
Okay.
So
and you're all over
Kambo. Viva Kambo.
Viva Kambo. I love that. And your Instagram page is always updating lots of photos and informational things. So that would be Eighth Chakra Studios on Instagram, correct? At Eighth Chakra Studios?
That's correct.
Okay. I do have one quick question, actually. There's a lot of people that have access to medicines and they think they're shamans. And that really triggers me because I believe that the sacred space, the intention, the training, the wisdom. What advice do you have for someone who is interested in serving any type? Like someone's like, "Ooh, I'm interested in that. That piques my interest." What's the advice you have for people who want to maybe be in the space of medicine carrying and serving?
This is not a pleasant, to be honest, service. You're dealing with people who are coming to you who are at the lowest at that point in their life. Sometimes whether they just lost a loved one, whether they have cancer or something, or they're at their last resort and they think, "Hey, Kambo, I heard of it." And,
sure.
You know, and so it's you got to deal with a lot of crazy stuff and like a lot of
it's really of service. Yeah.
Healthiest state of mind or body wise, and it's really like this is not a hobby. This is like literally a lifelong thing of me. And I realized, I've been serving medicine, and it took me a while to realize, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
And this is not. I'm not trying to be no Instagram shaman or something like that. Like I call myself a medicine man.
Yep.
Because I work with medicine.
Yep.
I'm not going to say that I'm completely healed. I'm still healing myself.
Of
I'm
course.
still working with these medicines.
Yeah. Understood. How often do you do Kambo?
I try to do it once a month minimum, because I serve a lot of people.
Oh, to cleanse. Yeah, that makes sense. Got it.
But sometimes, I may miss a week or two, or I got kids, I got babies, so I got to work around all that stuff. But yeah.
I get it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so grateful that we finally got our time together, Deva, and I wish you and Eighth Chakra Studios massive success, and for all the people that you're healing or that you're holding space and serving medicine for them to heal themselves. I am greatly appreciative of your work in this world and your beautiful light. So,
thank you.
Yes. So once again, for more information, Instagram, Eighth Chakra Studios, and find out all the great things that you can find in Santa Ana and learn about Kambo. And so, dear friends, as I always like to say, welcome to the future of cannabis. My name is Gia. I'll be your tour guide.
You have been listening to a paid program sponsored by Get Elevated. Please be advised that the voices and opinions you heard do not necessarily represent the views of KUNV Las Vegas, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, or the Board of Regents of the Nevada System of Higher Education.